Oh my god. The girl in front of me is looking at me like I'm a psychopath for ordering a secret drink. Hey my Hollow Queens. Welcome to Vlogoween day 4. I'm in my car. I just got me Starbucks. Actually, this is the Franken Frappuccino recipe that I tried. It has a green tea Frappuccino, and you add, what all do you add to it? Oh, you add Java chips, you add white chocolate mocha sauce, peppermint syrup, and then you get, what is it? You get whipped cream with the mocha topping. So this is what it looks like. You can find it online on the Starbucks secret menu. So I'm gonna try this out real quick. Okay, this is exactly what I thought like the Thin Mint Frappuccino would taste like. And this is really good. It's really sweet, but it's not like too much peppermint, so I still like it. That's actually really good. So I'm gonna try throughout the month. I'm gonna try to get like the different Halloween secret menu drinks. But today, besides trying a Halloween secret menu drink, right now I'm kind of running errands, but I wanted to talk to you guys about me and Joey's trip recently. So if you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen that I haven't been posting at all, and I'm posting today's video late, and that's because we just got home from Alabama. So we went up to Alabama to go see Joey's grandpa and grandma. His grandpa's been going through some stuff, so we wanted to spend some time with him. And we drove like 9 hours to West Blockton, Alabama, which is this old mining town. That's what it was known for back in the days. And I'm telling you, this is like a small population city. It's a very small city. There's not a lot of people. There's nothing to do there unless you want to be around nature, if you want to go hiking, if you want to go see the rivers. There's a waterfall. Also, there's the tinsel trails at the coke ovens. I know that sounds weird, but there are these ovens, and I'm going to add pictures throughout this. There are these ovens, which are these giant holes in the side of the ground, and they're outlined with brick, and they used to burn coal back in the day with them. Now it's like a historic park with a whole trail. They have a whole like boardwalk trail you can walk through. It's a few miles, and it's really cool looking. Like, and I'm telling you, these side of these hills are like completely lined with these coke ovens, so it looks super creepy and it looks so cool. So I tried to get like a bunch of pictures of that, and that was really cool, like learning a little bit about the history of the town, how it was an old mining town. And then I guess something happened with the town, and the mining business wasn't doing great, so the town kind of like fell apart. So the downtown area, me and Joey went down to. I got a bunch of pictures of that because these buildings where the town is like abandoned. Like the town's falling apart, these buildings are falling apart, is abandoned. So what the town does is either they own the buildings, like they use it as storage, or it's completely empty, or like they decorate the windows, like inside the windows for like people, I guess like tourists to go look at. And it looks so cool. I especially like the one with the skeleton that was like taking a bath in the window. That one was my favorite one. And I got some really cool shots of the town. So it was cool. It was kind of like our first abandoned town we ever looked at. And sorry, I still have like clothes and stuff I need to take out of the car. We just got back last night. But I just thought it was so cool seeing this like old historic town. They have like a historic church there, like one of the first churches. The coke ovens was especially like really cool to look at. Like I thought those were like pretty neat and also kind of creepy. the abandoned town was like super awesome. And we were like walking around the downtown, and there's this one old country store, and I was playing like Johnny Cash in the background, and it was like super low, and it was like kind of creepy, like giving us like creepy vibes. And there was like an old tricycle that was like all rusted in the front, and just different things like that. And also we noticed like a bunch of these buildings, like they had openings, like they've already been like people exploring them and stuff. And sorry, I'm like parking right now, but like where people was like exploring them, breaking the windows, breaking into them. We saw like cats going in like underneath the buildings, like where there's like openings cut open, or like the bottom part of doors busted, just all sorts of stuff. So I thought that was really cool. And we spent a lot of time with Grandpa. They don't have a Walmart there. They had this place called Foodland, where they have all different brands of food there. That was actually a pretty cool place. We actually got bacon there, like really cheap, like a big 10-pound box of bacon for like $17. It's like thick bacon. But yeah, there was like no Starbucks, no Walmart, nothing like that. If you want to go somewhere, you either go like a local like gas station. They have like a couple of like tiny like restaurants, like they have the Tiger Hut there that you could eat at, which is I guess like the hangout place. And, thankfully for Grandma, she was making me coffee for me to like keep sane, and she was making food for us, which her peach cobbler is like off the chain. I couldn't stop eating it, and I was so full I felt miserable. But we spent a lot of time with Grandpa, and it was really nice. It's really cool that we got to drive to go see him, and he was really happy. Grandma was happy. It was also kind of cool because they have like in their neighborhood where they live, there's like a little cemetery there. So I thought that was crazy. Like it's the road off the front, but to the side of where they live. And I guess it's like the neighborhood cemetery. And they have this dog called Foreman, which is an Australian Shepherd that watches over the whole like neighborhood and watches out for coyotes and different things like that. I thought that was pretty cool. And don't even get me started about the weather. Like if you see my hair, it's already frizzing up because we live in Florida. It's super humid. When you go to Alabama, like it might be like 50 something degrees outside, but it feels so good. Like it's not like that wet cold that you get the 3 days of winter here in Florida. It just feels so good in the morning, like all the mist, and like it's just super misty. It looks so cool out there because all you see is like fields and trees everywhere. Like there's trees everywhere. You go on the side of the road, like it's elevated levels of trees and just clay. It just looks so cool. But yeah, so we went to Alabama, spent time with Grandpa, got to look at some of the historic parts of the town, which were really neat to me. It was really cool. I thought it would go in with the whole Halloween vibe of the abandoned town and just all these sorts of different things that we saw in the coke ovens. I thought they were like really like cool but kind of creepy in a way. So we leave Alabama to drive back here to Florida, and thankfully Joey stopped in this town that had like a college road where there was like this big college, and the town looked really cool and it was like very like historic. And they have a historic cemetery there. And not only like do they have a historic cemetery, they also have Elm Street, which I will include a picture of the Elm Street sign like right here. But they have Elm Street, and there's a cemetery right there, and it's a historic cemetery. And I try not to be like disrespectful and get like any of the names because I don't know the town and everything. I try to be respectful, and I don't want to walk on the graves or like anything like that. But these graves are so old, some of them you couldn't even read the markings. Like they dated all the way back to like 1800s. Some of them are like really creepy looking. It was sad because there was a lot of kid graves, which is crazy. We found like a whole set of families' graves, like the whole entire family all died at the same time, and I was like, whoa, like that was crazy. And then we also saw like a bunch of graves were like falling apart, and I don't know if it was from like it just being so old because the graves were really old, or like hurricanes or anything like that. but they just looked really weathered. Hopefully I would hope no one would have went in there and like broke them. And obviously when we found them, they were found like that. We would never like break anyone's graves or like do anything to destroy anything like that, because that's sickening if someone does that. But I got some really cool pictures of these old graves and everything. Kind of because I love historic cemeteries. I just really love the way it looks. It just makes me think of Halloween. So I don't know, I've always liked cemeteries. I'm not trying to be weird or anything like that, but I just thought these pictures were really cool. I just really loved the way, like how tall these cemeteries were, and they had like these tall headstones and just like the little gates that go around them, and how like the whole cemetery was like taken over with plants on the gate. I thought that was really cool. And that was like another thing. Like every single town we went to, especially like when we were in Alabama, like the buildings and everything were like being taken over by nature and vines everywhere. And I just noticed that a lot. Out there was a lot of buildings. Even in Georgia, like we found buildings that was like completely taken over by nature or starting to be taken over. So I got some cool shots of the cemetery for you guys. Yeah, the drive was cool. When we drove there, we drove at nighttime, so it was really terrifying because we saw like a bunch of deer and we didn't know if they were gonna run at us or not. I definitely don't want a deer jumping in my windshield. That would be terrifying. But we were driving through one part in Alabama and we look over and we just see a bunch of eyes looking at us, and it was a cluster of deer. It was a huge cluster of deer, and it was terrifying too. So, and not only that, like the roads aren't like straight roads, like it's all like curvy and turning and different things like that. So that was a whole experience right there. But yeah, we had a really fun trip. This is our first trip together, and luckily we got to see Grandpa and have fun with them. And then after the coke mines, we actually went to this river, and I'm telling you, like the river is clear, it's pretty. There's these rocks and it kind of looks like it's like a beach kind of deal. And I'm telling you, you just see woods all around you. Actually, one part of the river, I don't think I got any footage or photos of it, but like in front of it was a cave. And I'm telling you, just like nature everywhere. It was so pretty. I got some really cool photos of it, and that was really enjoyable. I actually want to go back there, and like they say it's safe to go swimming in. That like I saw ropes being like tied from trees for people to jump in. A lot of people cross the river and go camping. So hopefully me and Joey can go do that one day, because that would be a lot of fun. But it was gorgeous out there. It was quiet. There's trees everywhere. The water's really pretty. There's rocks all up in the water. Like there was like little pathways of stones and rocks where you could walk on. And I just thought it was so cool and so neat. Also, I saw like some really pretty flowers out there and different things like that. So that was cool. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys like a little story update of why I wasn't uploading on time. We were in Alabama, and it's a very small town, so they don't really have great internet out there. They're gonna get more power lines soon, I heard, and more internet towers and things like that. So it's kind of hard for me to like try to upload like literally all night long. I only got to like 3%, and it just wasn't working. So I was like, I'm just gonna upload when I get home. I'll explain it to them. But yeah, it was just this very small town. But I mean, I'm not even too mad, because we got to spend more time with Grandpa, and we got to hang out with them and go around the town. So I really enjoyed it. And hopefully you guys enjoy some of these photos of the abandoned buildings and stuff that I got. I thought it was like really cool to tie in with, you know, Vlogoween and give like a little bit of like a creepy aesthetic. So I'll be posting some of them on my Instagram here soon if you guys want to check out my Instagram. But if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below. Let me know if there's any abandoned towns in your area, or if you know any abandoned towns in general, especially in Florida, for me and Joey to check out, because now we want to go and see more places and travel more, especially on the weekends. So if you guys can name any abandoned places or creepy, cool places for us to go to, like, let me know down below. I would love to check it out and hear from you guys. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, because there'll be another video here tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So thanks you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to try like the secret menu items this year, because why not? And I love you guys. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.